Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth fertile. Our home is kept by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. On behalf of the University, I declare open this congregation to confer degrees and award certificates and diplomas of the Australian National University. I extend a particularly warm welcome to our graduands and their guests, all the other guests of the University. As we gather here today, we acknowledge and celebrate the first Australians on whose traditional lands we meet, and pay our respects to the elders of the Ngunnawal Ngambri people, past, present and emerging. Just another more informal word before we begin, if I may. We have, as always, on this very special family day, a number of young kids joining us in the audience. So if they get just a teeny bit restless during the course of what will be a fairly long ceremony, please let's all be understanding, as I'm sure you will be. Can I call now on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Brian Schmidt.
Would all graduands please stand? Chancellor, I certify that all candidates whose names appear in the official university records for this conferring ceremony have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the degree, certificate, or diploma that they are to receive.
With the authority of the University, I admit each of you here present to the degree or award you the certificate or diploma to which you're entitled. Some are unable to be present for this conferring of awards, and I admit them to the degree or award them the certificate or diploma to which they're entitled in absentia.
On behalf of the University, I congratulate our new graduates. Would you now all please be seated?
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I now call on the Dean of Higher Degree Research, Professor Anne Evans.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Members of the audience might like to note that the title of the theses of the graduates to be presented are included in the program. Chancellor, I present Kin Theta A. Dominic Berger. Justine Chambers. Shuxia Chen. Claire Michelle Emma Cronin. Jian Ding. Anna Triana Valentina. Ellen Awa Kulumbu. Na Ra Lee. Tracy Martins. Paul William Mitchell. Rusan Nasruddin. Sir Xiong Ng. Umbu Reiku Raya. Stephen Thomas. Paul Wirwell. Xueching Dong. Yoon Jo.
Congratulations. Thank you, Professor Evans. Call now, again, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Schmidt.
Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you for a degree of the university, Professor Arthur Stockwin, OBE. Professor Stockwin is the founding director of the Nissan Institute of Japanese Studies and Emeritus Fellow of St. Antony's College, Oxford. Professor Stockwin has made a major contribution to the understanding of modern Japanese politics and society. His research and academic publications represent an authoritative and comprehensive interpretation of Japanese politics and foreign policy for an English language readership, both inside and outside Japan. Professor Stockwin's early study of the Socialist Party, the Japanese Socialist Party and neutralism, a study of a political party and its foreign policy, was originally published in 1968 while he was at ANU. It was groundbreaking as the first serious analysis of the left in Japan. Professor Stockwin has been universally recognized as the leading scholar of the importance of and weaknesses in the left in Japan and its role in perpetuating the long dominance of conservative politics in Japan. In his scholarly publications and public lectures, Professor Stockwin has given depth to each of these areas. Beyond his scholarly achievements, Professor Stockwin contributed to the discipline as founding director of the Nissan Institute of Japanese Studies in Oxford, which was established in 1982 and addressed a major gap in UK scholarship, as there was no significant center for contemporary Japanese studies in the country at that time. There, he mentored a vigorous community of scholars of modern Japan across a range of disciplines, including political science, economics, sociology, and history. He guided scores of postgraduate students through their doctoral dissertations and supported visiting academics on research sabbatical. He also convened panels and workshops on contemporary policy issues and oversaw a burgeoning publication program of books, monographs, and papers. The Nissan Institute is the preeminent center in Europe and, under Professor Stockwin's leadership, became known as a leading global center for the study of contemporary Japan. Professor Stockwin's contributions to the promotion of Japanese studies in the UK were paralleled by similar involvement in Europe, especially France. The Japanese government recognizes his achievements with the Order of the Rising Sun Gold Rays with neck ribbon in 2004. And in 2009, he was awarded an Order of the British Empire and the Japan Foundation Award for Japanese Studies and Intellectual Exchange. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Professor Arthur Stockwin, that you may confer on him the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, for exceptional contribution to the understanding of Japanese politics and society and the promotion of Japanese studies in Australia, the UK, and Europe.
With the authority of the university, you have the greatest of pleasure in conferring upon you the degree Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I now call upon the Dean of the ANU College of the Arts in the Pacific, College of Asia in the Pacific, of course, Professor Sharon Bell.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been admitted to the degree of Master of Asian and Pacific Studies. Ingrid Maria O'Sullivan. Varsha Patil. Kaian Wang. Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been admitted to the degree of Master of Asian and Pacific Studies Advanced and has been awarded a university medal. Tatum Rose Street. Master of Asian and Pacific Studies Advanced, Sukhman Singh. Ewan Chu. Master of Asia Pacific Studies, Melissa Ann Duffy. Andrew Rothel. Master of Climate Change, Munira Muhammad H. Al-Katani. Kirsten Marie Oliver Duncan. A.N.M. Abzad Jafari. Seka Ayu Kanti Wening Kinesi. Natalie Oliver. Sanjay Pariya. Thomas David Swan. James Benjamin Walsh. Master of Criminology, Justice and Regulation, Ho Woon Chung. Sally Commons. Emma Darlene Dolma Guo. Michael Charles Stone. Master of Criminology, Justice and Regulation, Advanced, Nada Jeptovic. Master of Diplomacy, Rushe Guo. Daniel Jarks Jukla. Li Xuan An. Nuru Zara. Amy Shi. Master of Diplomacy Advanced, Tevi Bullock. Kai David Loans. Master of Environmental and Resource Economics, Julia Porro. Lauren Sewell. Jarell Jimeg Jokaba. Shuhao Yang. Master of Environmental Management and Development, Claudio Mariana Castillo Valencia. Mehdi Ramadana. Rini Astriani Fauzia. Quinn Carter Franklin Roberts. Thindi Gaem. Anne-Louise Eleanor Knight. Alfian Bani Kusuma. Rowan Pinap. Jemwan Rizin. Sangita Tamang. Praise Ikas Tampi. Tukten Tukten. Dawa Sharing. Pema Shewang. Atira Vasudevan. Gaki Wang Mo. Fuyuzo. Master of International Affairs, Kepler Morrow Alston. Harrison Elliott Kelly. Master of International and Development Economics, Ira Aprilianti. Shi Chen. Xiying Cheng. Munkshaw Chimed. Jigme Georgie T. Jiachi Fan. Yuhang Gu. Ahmad Sudi Dwi Kusuma. Sining Liu. Mundrex Mary Mamanga. Noor Azwin Nazamuddin. Tai Gam Nguyen. Rodley Ofiasa. Min Fu Fon. Naburaj Podial. Kelly Samoff. T. Phuc Duen Tran. Nan Wu. Hao Zhang. Master of International Relations, Elizabeth Jane Affleck. Mei Tu Ayung. Shun Li Aung. Titi Iyer. Benjamin Bradley. Chong Fon. Adrian Fitzpatrick. Boyang Gao. Priyanka Ghosh. Rishabh Gupta. Tosif Shayan Hafiz. Zineb Hezeni. Diksha Oya. Tejesh Roshan Kashyap. Benjamin David Miller. Benjamin Robert John Nichols. Nadira Intan Octavia. Fei Yu Mon. Abhinas Sama. Maria Shumusti. Sho Chang Sun. Meng Fan Wan. Xinyu Wang. Yinja Zhao. Master of International Relations, Advanced, Hongzhou Chen. Jin Du. Ellen O'Brien. Master of National Security Policy, Sandra Winifred Abdel Razek. Arnold Cristiano Adji. Olivia Caroline Bayliss. Tess Emily Clay Boylan. Christopher Francis Amakora. Dylan Morris. Hazeta Padma Asar Pulasara. Patrick Queet. Rachel Rebecca Rees-Scott. Jake Christopher Vandenboot. Master of National Security Policy Advanced, Kai Madhava. Master of Political Science Advanced, Choyu Gu. Master of Public Administration, Ni Puti Bayu Widi Antari. Adfin Rochmad Badawa. Dominic Philip Gwinnane. Namanu Kaki Dahal. Kelly Ellen Rose Midgley. Risky Sita Navanti. Dianaldi Danny Pamana. Yung Fee. Hadi Sufianto. Master of Public Policy, Aditya. Hilda Alatas. Nicola Bowman. Erisa. Syed Saad Ali Giuliani. Juno Hamal. Leonita Hanan Dini Hapsari. Mud Faraz Hassan. Maria Tassan Jagu. Joel Jonas. Kosa Khan. Sufyanis Louis Mudaj. Wawa Lun. Vishet Sakta Mak. Amakulani Malolu Eke. Naomi Matatotel. Mio Mien Mao. May Yanada Mo. Sila Mohesh. Asma Mohsin. Jim Mafia. Ilham Satrio Nugroho. Pradeep Paria. Lin Chi Cho. Risa Cunha. Azari Salam. Iwan Sujujawo Sianepa. Melianis Mesak Tebanu. Bontai. Limei Tai. Chung Lian Vat. Claire Louise Wu. Junjing Zhang.
Professor Bell, I call now on Sophie Edwards and Ollie Reynolds, two of our wonderful students from the ANU School of Music, to perform Writer's Rain by Adele Atkins. Ollie and Sophie, over to you.
To be right as rain, it's better when something is wrong. You get excitement in your bones, even though everything's astray. When night comes and I'm on my own, you could say I chose to be alone. Who wants to be right as rain? It's harder when you're on top. 'Cause when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So wipe that dirt, smile off. We won't be making up. I've cried my heart out and now I've had enough of love. Oh no. Who wants to be riding a high when you'll just crumble back on down? You give up everything you are, and even then you don't get far. They make believe that everything is exactly what it seems, but at least when you're at your worst, you know how to feel things. See, when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So wipe that dirty smile. We won't be making up. I've cried my heart out and now I've had enough of Go ahead and steal my heart to make me cry again, 'cause it will never hurt as much as it did then when we were both right and no one had blame. But now I give up on this endless game, 'cause who wants to be right as a rain? It's better when something is wrong. You get excitement in my bones, even though everything's a strain. When night comes in, I'm on my own. You could say I chose to be alone, but who wants to be right as a rain? It's harder when you're on top. See, when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So I got dirty, smile away. Won't be making up, I've cried my heart out and now I've had enough of no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So I got dirty, smile away. Won't be making up, I've cried my heart out and now I've had enough of love. Had enough. Just go.
Sophie Edwards and Ollie Reynolds, Right as Rain. Thank you so much. I call again now on Professor Sharon Bell.
Chancellor, I present graduates who've been admitted to the degree of Master of Public Policy in Economic Policy. Michael Sinclair Daffy. Helen Han Dai. Master of Public Policy in Social Policy, Damien Paul Hillcrest. Master of Strategic Studies, John Dunlop Goldie. Lauren Margaret Hanley. Annabelle Sarah Jennings. Bonnie Po Yi Kung. Rachel Anna MacDonald. Patrick David McMillan. Cameron Moises. Prathanporn Pultathan. Navit Segaram. Emma Megan Shields. Shayal Kaur Singh. Hugh Alexander Robert Turner. David Valance. Nicholas Scott Williams. Executive Master of Public Administration, Sharon Lee Appleyard. Lynn Murphy. Rowan James Patterson. Executive Master of Public Policy, Emma Louise Bess Prothero. Master of Asian and Pacific Studies and Bachelor of Arts, Chi Yue Chian. Master of International Affairs and Bachelor of Arts, Claudia Kevin. Darwina Motwani. Graduate Diploma in International Affairs, Artiri Bettigeri. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Joshua Gibbs. Nicholas Frank Kokonos. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Year in Asia, Susanna Mandela Ackroyd. Kalia Elizabeth Lee. Lloyd Alexander William Rhodes. Anmol Singh. Bachelor of Asian Studies, Jessie Dong. Brian Gregory Huggins. Caspian David Robert Jacobson. Trina Majadas. Caitlin Elizabeth O'Brien. Wenchao Zhu. Bachelor of International Security Studies, Ewan James Michael Anderson. Elisa Asma Lovsakia. Jack Ayub. Olivia Blucher. Morgan Elizabeth H. Ball. Sean Mitchell Curtis. Jacob Lawrence Dubois St. Mark. Tyrone Evans. Alex Edward Haupt. Madison May Lawler. Claire Maureen McKenna. Hamish McLennan. Dominic Peter Miles. Jack Morrish. Alberto Cunadel Hans Mosqueira. An Nat Nhu Nguyen. Rebecca Ann Penny. Samuel John Fabian Pizzullo. Shannon Jan Bulskowski Phillips. Broniel Timothy Sakosh Nejad. Samuel Patrick Smith. Jennifer Elisa Spark. Kiernan Taft. Jack Graham Taylor. Adeline Tinesia. Nicholas Aidan Tulloch. Melody Juanita Van Wyck. Anna Joel. Bachelor of International Security Studies with Honours, Reuben John Seaton. Bachelor of Pacific Studies, Bridget Ellen Blair. Chancellor, I present a graduate who has been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Asian Studies with Honours, has graduated with first-class honours, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Pacific Studies, and has been awarded a university medal. Harry Needham. Bachelor of Asian Studies with Honours and Bachelor of Development Studies, Jessie May Scott. Bachelor of Asian Studies and Bachelor of Commerce, David Bruce Varley. Bachelor of Asian Studies and Bachelor of International Security Studies, Sarah Hyder. Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies and Bachelor of Commerce, Michael He. Bachelor of International Relations and Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Year in Asia, Tony Gu. Natasha Jane Walton. Bachelor of International Relations and Bachelor of International Security Studies, Sebastian Alexander Summersby Mitchell. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Arts, Evangeline Ann Barfield. Rory Patrick O'Donnell. Siobhan Elizabeth Williams. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Asia Pacific Studies, Year in Asia, Lewis James Laverty Wilson. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Commerce, Katrina Oliver. Boon Aun Brandon Joshua Tan. Jessica Yi Wang. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Finance, Yi Jun Zhang. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of International Relations, Natasha Annette Coonan. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Languages, Alia Huberman. Bachelor of International Security Studies and Bachelor of Political Science, Collier Cook. Bachelor of Middle Eastern and Central Asian Studies and Bachelor of International Security Studies, Natalia Alice Crouch. Bachelor of Politics, Philosophy and Economics and Bachelor of International Security Studies, Kira Rose Ayik. Master of Environmental Management and Development, Ta Ya Muang. Master of Philosophy, Lisa Margaret Buffington. Master of International and Development Economics, Prashant Raj Padne. Master of Climate Change, Masake Tamani Saman Limwa. Master of International Relations, Shangze Li. Master of Public Policy, Veli Subul Bhuti.
Thank you, Sharon. Professor Bell. Can I call now again on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Schmidt?
The J.G. Crawford Prizes for academic excellence in graduate work were established in 1973 to recognize Sir John Crawford's outstanding contribution to the university. Up to 3 prizes are awarded annually for doctoral students. Dr. and now Professor Anthea Roberts received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in 2017 for her thesis entitled, "Is International Law International?" While international lawyers regularly grapple with the question, is international law really law? The thesis tackled the fundamental question, is international law really international? With great conceptual ambition, finely grained empirical analysis, Dr. Roberts challenged the traditional account that international law is a universal system of rules and principles. The thesis sheds light on the way in which international law is constructed by academics and conceptualized in legal textbooks in the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. It explores how different national communities of international lawyers construct and pass on their understandings of international law in ways that belly the field's claim to universality. The thesis also discusses Dr. Roberts' own experience as an Australian student of international law, studying as a graduate in the US and then working in the United Kingdom. This is a thoughtful and moving aspect of the thesis which has attracted much attention and inspired younger scholars of international law. Dr. Roberts' PhD has been published by Oxford University Press and awarded one of the most prestigious book prizes in international law, the American Society of International Law Certificate of Merit. It has also been on OUP's highest seller in international law over the last 12 months. Chancellor, I present a graduate of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who has been awarded the 2017 J.G. Crawford Prize, Dr. Anthea Roberts. Dr. Eve Warburton received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in 2018 for her thesis entitled, Our Resources, Our Rules, A Political Economy of Resource Nationalism in Indonesia. The thesis makes an original appraisal of one of the major developments in international economy of the last 2 decades, a resurgence of nationalist policies amongst countries producing natural resources. While other scholars have linked the new resource nationalism to commodity price booms, few have interrogated the puzzle that lies at the heart of Dr. Warburton's inquiry. Why do governments introduce policies aiming to achieve domestic ownership and control over natural resource industries in some sectors, but not others? Dr. Warburton addresses this puzzle in examining Indonesia. She compares far-reaching nationalist interventions in Indonesia's hydrocarbons and mineral mining sectors with policies governing the booming palm oil sector, where there has been little protection of domestic firms. Presenting an original interpretation of nationalist change, she zeroes in on domestic firms, explaining that their varying levels of international integration, political connections, and lobbying power. Finding evidence of similar variation in other natural resource exporters, notably Brazil, she extends her analysis to contribute an original account of how and why resource nationalism expands and contracts so unevenly across the globe. The novelty of Dr. Warburton's argument and the lightness of touch with which it is delivered disguise the extraordinary depth of research which underpins the thesis. Indonesia's natural resource industries are notoriously difficult to research, with business and political actors alike guarding their secrets from competitors and outsiders. To collect the investment data she needed, Dr. Warburton had to carry out many months of subtle and persistent fieldwork, building relationships of trust with informants from the heart of Indonesia's business and political elite. Chancellor, I present another graduate of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who has been awarded the 2018 J.G. Crawford Prize, Dr. Eve Warburton. This afternoon, we have recognized the academic achievements of our students and the contributions they have made to the ANU community. It is fitting then that we hear from one of our graduating students who has been actively involved in this community. Mr. Tony Gu is graduating today with a Bachelor in International Relations and a Bachelor of Asia-Pacific Studies, year in Asia. I have much pleasure in inviting Mr. Gu to address the congregation.
Good afternoon. I'd like to start with the first Australians and acknowledge the Ngunnawal people on whose traditional lands we meet today. I pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging. We all have much to learn from their deep care for this land and its people. I extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who have joined us for graduation today. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, fellow graduates. May I express my gratitude to the University and to the College of Asia and the Pacific, to all of its academic and professional staff, for the great investment of talent and energy in our educations. We should also pay special tribute to our families for the unwavering support for our studies. Thank you for being with us right through to the end, through all the ups and downs, the late nights, and the deadline-driven panics. Whether it has taken us 1 year, 5 years, or 10, it is our families who deserve our deepest appreciation for making this journey possible. As one of today's proud graduates of the College of Asia and the Pacific, I know that there is unique diversity within the region that we have studied, but also in our community and among our graduating cohort. We are indeed the academic manifestation of diversity, whether that be through studying electoral fraud in the borderlands of Myanmar, reading books on Jawi in the dusty crevices of Menzies Library, or coming up with solutions to today's toughest policy challenges at the Crawford School or RegNet. Our studies here have given us a global sense of community and an understanding of why local issues matter. I hope we have all acquired the skills, whether in speaking Tetum or shaping national security policy, to make a big difference to the world beyond this campus. Through my years here as a student, I've always felt a deep sense of community. Whether we hang out for coffee in the Headley Bull building, or listen to world-renowned academics in the Coombs Theatre, there are always plenty of friendly faces for happy hour at Fellows Bar. But all those friendly faces have serious work to do. It is the shared capacity of this college's graduates to understand the Asia-Pacific region's economies, politics, and societies, and to be culturally sensitive, yet inquisitive. It is that capacity that will drive Australia's partnership with the peoples of the Asia-Pacific region and shape a new generation of successful engagement. To quote our soon-to-depart Associate Dean, Dr. Nicholas Farrelly, the ANU has a special responsibility as a national university with a special mandate for regional analysis to make the intellectual contributions that will matter in the decades to come. It is up to us, as today's graduates of CAP, to engage with the unfamiliar, to question the fallacious, and to critique the nonsensical well into that future. Our university is not just physical buildings, but our shared experiences of curiosity, innovation, and storytelling that will echo down the years. The ANU, in this regard, has an exceptional status, and it is on the foundation of its mandate to lead teaching and research on the Asia-Pacific that we must continue to pioneer innovative ways to tackle the strategic dynamics and issues that matter for the future of Australia, our region, and indeed, the wider world. But let's not pretend that the big issues have already been resolved. This year has been marked by courageous voices from near and far that have reminded us that new solutions are always needed. Protests are spreading all around the world on political, economic, environmental, and societal fault lines. The common theme, though, is that we need to do more together to find space for hope and change. We are now all part of this story, and so I will end with something that I discovered about the ANU during my year in Asia experience through Peking University in Beijing. I discovered that prior to the establishment of the university, some of its founders shared a rich history of engaging with China in the 1930s and the 1940s. While names such as Frederick Eggleston and Douglas Copland may only ring the slightest of bells to most of us, these pioneers of Sino-Australian relations also helped to build this national university. We can still see in the ethos and mission of the College of the Asia and the Pacific their excitement for an Australia that could work with its region and build friendships and partnerships of substance. With that history in mind, it gives me great pride today to know that we graduate from a deeper and broader community than just those of us who are here today. We are now part of a long line stretching back generations of leaders at the forefront of their fields all across the Asia-Pacific region. One of the greatest names in this long history was Professor Wang Gungwu, who actually spoke at the graduation ceremony right here at the university 33 years ago in 1986. Professor Wang said, and I quote, "What was truly memorable was the fact that many individual Australians set off to the new Asia on their own, probing for an understanding of both its ancient cultures and its entanglements with the West. And since 1945, it blossomed among young people, especially the students, who volunteered to work and teach in various parts of Asia for no other reason than they were curious and caring, or whose minds turned to Asian languages, literatures, fine arts and music, religions and philosophies, in search of understanding and their own cultural enrichment. These individual Australians who sought adventure, took risks, and brought their stories, experiences, and creative efforts home made those first few years of Australia-Asian relations truly remarkable. I wish those experiences were better recorded and appreciated today, not only because they are worth remembering in their own right, but also because I believe that they have much to teach us now, as well as in the future. With Professor Wang's inspiring words, I wish all of my fellow graduates and their families here today the very best for the adventures to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for that wonderful acknowledgement of friends and family. Each of our graduates today has been helped by people. No one gets here alone, and I think it's important to acknowledge that today. You have alluded to the amazing breadth and depth of the knowledge and resources here at ANU, and accompanied by what I think we all think is a fantastic community. Indeed, we really are the only college of Asia Pacific in the world. And there is so much right now that you have talked about that we have to do. We live in the most dynamic and influential part of the world right now. And our grads today, all of you, are the ones who are going to help guide the governments and businesses, the academy itself, along with other organizations, to help guide us to a prosperous future, a future that is far from guaranteed. So let our graduates help make it so. Let's thank Tony Gu one more time. Our speaker this afternoon is our honorary degree recipient, Professor Arthur Stockwin. I have much pleasure in inviting Professor Stockwin to address the congregation.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Dean, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, I feel honoured to have been singled out for the award of an honorary degree at my revered former university. In my university training and subsequent career, I have been privileged to belong to two of the great universities of the world, the University of Oxford and the Australian National University. From 1960 to 1964, I spent 4 years as a doctoral student at the ANU, followed by 17 years up to 1981, teaching in the ANU Department of Political Science. In total, I was at the University of Oxford for 24 years and at the ANU for 23 years. I have a special affection for the ANU because Canberra was where I first learned about Japan, where my late wife and I brought up 4 children. My daughters Kate and Jane and son-in-law Michael and grandson Liam are over there, where my academic career was launched, and where my wife and I took Australian citizenship. My topic today is why Japan? Some people now ask, why be concerned with Japan when the wave of the future is to be found in China? Certainly, the economic rise of China creates crucial changes in the balance of international relations and the business world and so on, and this requires close and intense analysis. But I'm not here to talk about China. I want to suggest several reasons for engaging actively with Japan. Over the period of the 1960s, 1970s, and into the 1980s, when we were living in Canberra, colossal changes were taking place in relations between Australia and Japan, and indeed between Australia and the rest of Asia. At the beginning of the 1960s, when we first arrived in Canberra, resentments and hatreds in Australia resulting from a horrible war had not fully subsided. But around the time we left in the early 1980s, a solid relationship between the two countries was rapidly developing, based on the development and exploitation of Australia's abundant mineral wealth that were being used for Japanese industrial development. The relationship was partly political, most importantly economic, and also came to be based on many personal links between Australians and Japanese, who were and still are able to form close and long-lasting ties. Japan, even though it is no longer producing its acclaimed economic miracle, remains a prosperous and go-ahead country. Many Australians and others who spend time in Japan are treated with enormous and generous hospitality. And for many Japanese, the attractions of Australia, which has abundant space, warm beaches, and a vibrant culture, are hard to resist. My own professional concern with Japan has been largely focused on Japanese politics and the political system, as well as on modern Japanese history. But through my wife, who created pottery both in Canberra and more recently near to Oxford in the United Kingdom, I am a huge enthusiast for Japanese pottery and ceramics. We went together on wonderful tours of various pottery areas, each with its own inherited style in Japan. So far as the politics of Japan is concerned, my professional interest, the story of how the Japanese political system was transformed after the war, with more than a little help from the Americans in the occupation, from a militarized semi-autocracy to a system with the form and most of the substance of modern democracy, is as fascinating as it is complex. Curiously enough, what emerged from the occupation in terms of the shape of the political system was closer to the British model than the American model. This is something of a puzzle, but interesting given that this was essentially an American occupation, though there was incidentally some considerable Australian participation in it. I have continued to research and write in this area since my retirement, and I have watched a pretty profound series of changes in recent years in how the Japanese political system actually works. Up to the 1990s, the political system of Japan was surprisingly fragmented, with much policy making worked out on the principle of bottom-up rather than top-down. This appears paradoxical in the sense that since the Liberal Democratic Party, I'll call it the LDP, was founded in 1955, that party, the LDP, has been in control of the government of Japan for all but about 4 years of the period until now. And this is a country of free elections. Australia had 23 years of Conservative rule between 1949 and 1972, the formative years of which were led by Sir Robert Menzies. But in Japan, we are now talking of more than 60 years of single-party dominance, and that is a record for a democratic country in the world today. Policy making, nevertheless, was bottom-up for two principal reasons. The first was that the political executive, broadly the Prime Minister and Cabinet, had significantly fewer powers and was substantially weaker than the political executive in most other democratic systems. The second was that while the parties of opposition were rarely sufficiently popular to challenge the Liberal Democrats for power, there was a crucial strand of opposition within the LDP, we will call it the ruling party itself, in the form of well-organized factions that very often made life difficult for a prime minister and sometimes forced him out of power. I say him because so far there has never been, I'm sad to say, a woman prime minister in Japan. It is often said that the factions were more interested in power than in policy, but that is not entirely true, and certainly not true for all periods. To take one example, throughout its history, the LDP has proclaimed its intention to revise the so-called peace constitution, so as to revise and eliminate Article 9, the famous peace clause, which imposes limits on the belligerency of the state. And yet some powerful factions within the party championed the peace clause and struggled against revisionist factions. But since the 1990s, very major changes have taken place in the way the system actually works. I don't have time to go into details, obviously, but broadly speaking, if I can put it in this rather crude way, bottom-up has now been converted into top-down. 3 successive prime ministers are central to this story, which is a fascinating one. Their surnames being Hashimoto in the late 1990s, Koizumi in the early 2000s, and the present Prime Minister, Mr. Abe, from the end of 2012. And incidentally, quite recently, in the last few weeks, Mr. Abe has become the longest-serving Prime Minister in Japan's political history. Hashimoto brought in legislation strengthening the powers of Prime Minister and Cabinet. Koizumi took advantage of this to improve economic policy and crack down on widespread corruption, while the present Prime Minister, Mr. Abe, has centralized power into his own hands, using this to throw off constitutional restraints on forward defense, to some extent also to curb the media and free speech, and to increase political efficiency. In the present decade, the political system has become much more centralized than it previously was, with improvements perhaps in political stability, but on the other hand, with a reduction in democratic practice and of democratic values. As in a number of other countries around the world, the hard right wing has become much more powerful than it used to be, and any sort of effective political opposition is greatly weakened. I would certainly say that Japan remains a democracy, but I think that its democracy is under strain. Sadly, I think this is also true of quite a number of other important countries in the world today, with nationalism resurgent and communal as well as internationalist values in decline. I believe that this is a reason to be concerned with Japan, but for anybody interested in international affairs, I can assure you that to research and seek to uncover what is actually going on at the top of the Japanese political system, and even further down, of course, is absolutely fascinating, and I venture to suggest important for the rest of us. So, in my opinion, Japan is a country crucially important for Australia, and with many opportunities for mutual advantage between our two countries. Japan remains the third largest economy in the world in GDP terms, and relationships between the central bureaucracies of Australia and Japan are close, having been honed by decades of close interaction and mutual respect. In many ways, the two countries face similar problems. At a personal level also, Australians and Japanese share much in common. Broadly speaking, Australians and Japanese are pragmatic and non-ideological, though there are important exceptions in both countries. Japan rejoices in fascinating and original cultural traditions, and from my own perspective and interests, I can think of nothing more satisfying than an extended tour of Japan's many regions where potters create ceramics in styles typical of their region, both deeply traditional but also original in concept. I recommend to you the study of Japan as something deeply important for Australia. Thank you.
Professor Stockwin, you have, well, I guess when you think back at the time of your graduation 55 years ago, there is no way you could have known the prosperous future that would occur in Japan, Australia, and indeed, in the last 20 years, all of Asia. You have helped shape a Western understanding of this part of the world and therefore contributed to that prosperity. And I hope that gives a pause of thought to our graduates who I think often underestimate what they can do. Individuals do the things that matter, and those things add up. And we should take that opportunity that has been afforded here at ANU and the knowledge and relationships for our graduates to go out and try to make a difference. If you look at your thoughts as you reflect on Japan of 2019, you do need to have a deep understanding. The past does not always tell you what is going to happen in the future. Things change. And it is only by having that deep understanding that you can sensibly help predict and shape the future, hopefully for everyone's betterment. So I hope today our graduates will think about your words of Japan and reflect how that way of thinking can help them, whether or not they're thinking of Japan or any other part of the region, as they analyze and guide our society to a better future. Let's thank Professor Stockwin one more time.
Thanks, Vice-Chancellor. Just some words of my own, first of all, to thank Tony Gu for demonstrating to us just how well equipped this graduating class from College of Asia and Pacific is through knowledge you've acquired, the study experience you've acquired, the skills you now have. How well equipped you are to make a fantastic contribution to the political, the economic and the social development of this region of ours. And thanks very much to Professor Stockwin for reminding us in a very interesting way of the continuing relevance, salience, significance of Japan to us in Australia. What he said has a particular resonance for me because Japan was in fact the first ever overseas country that I visited 55 years ago as a young student going up in the hold of a ship. And I have to say that even though I've been back there about 30 plus times since in a variety of roles, it's such a distinctively extraordinary culture that I think I've understood the place less well each successive visit than I did at the beginning. But there it is, it's a fascinating country, and I just wish your early studies on the role of the left in Japan had borne a little more fruit in terms of the continuing effectiveness of the left in Japanese politics, but that's a story for another day. To the students, I want to say just this, to our new graduates, we are very, very proud of you. We think of you and we hope you think of yourselves as ambassadors for this great Australian National University of ours. Like your predecessors, and more really than the graduates of any of the other colleges of this university, you're going to find your careers taking you not only to all parts of Australia, but to all parts of this region of ours and indeed the wider world. Wish you every possible success in those journeys, and we hope and expect that you'll bring both yourselves and the ANU very great credit along the way. We also hope very much that you'll keep in touch with us and with one another through the ANU Alumni Association. You're very much now permanent members of the ANU family, and you'll always be welcome to join us back here in this campus family home that we share. This graduation day has been your day, and all of us up here on the stage, all your parents, your relatives, your friends here in this hall, have been absolutely delighted to share it with you. So might I ask now all the graduates to remain seated, but invite everyone else here present to stand and join me for one last time in congratulating our new graduates for the degrees and diplomas and certificates for which they've all worked so hard. Okay. Please be seated. Graduates, guests and staff, this conferring of awards ceremony is now concluding. The university invites you to celebrate with us outside the hall after the academic procession and the graduates leave the auditorium. I now declare this congregation closed.